Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we will dive into the most explosive, jaw-dropping showdown of the year as RJ Forrester decides to propose to Electra right in the Forrester showroom, only to be interrupted by Will Spencer, who finally brings the ultimate proof of Ivy's sickening manipulation. You guys, I am still trying to catch my breath after processing what is about to go down on our screens. If you thought the tension between the Forresters and the Spencers was already at a boiling point, you have absolutely no idea what is coming. The writers are taking us on a psychological roller coaster, and I am here for every single terrifying, dramatic, and heartbreaking second of it. We need to talk about the sheer audacity, the toxic entitlement, and the heartbreaking revelations that are about to detonate right in the middle of Forrester Creations. Let's be real for a second. We all knew that Melissa Dillon moving out of the beach house was going to trigger a massive chain reaction. Dillon, sweet, sacrificial Dillon, made the agonizing choice to pack her bags and leave Will's place immediately, just to appease Electra's ridiculous ultimatum. She chose friendship over romance, and honestly, my heart breaks for her. But the moment Dillon walked out that door, the clock started ticking. Will Spencer was suddenly handed a clean slate. He had a clear path to go back to Electra and plead for a fresh start, and RJ Forrester knew it. RJ could feel the ground shifting beneath his feet. Can you believe the absolute paranoia that must have been racing through RJ's mind? He knows that his connection with Electra is fragile. He knows that the only reason he even has a shot with her is because she thinks Will abandon her. RJ is terrified. He is absolutely petrified that Will is going to swoop and flash, that Spencer charm, and win back the girl who was basically stolen from him in the first place. And what does a desperate Forrester man do when he feels threatened? He rushes into a grand, sweeping, manipulative, romantic gesture to lock down his territory. That's crazy. RJ decides that the only way to secure Electra is to put a ring on her finger. And he doesn't just want to propose, he wants to do it big. He wants to play his final card. He organizes a massive romantic proposal right in the middle of the Forrester Creations showroom. But here is the kicker, you guys. He doesn't do it alone. He enlists the help of his mother, Brooke Logan. I literally screamed at my screen when I realized Brooke was helping him plan this. I am absolutely disgusted by Brooke here. Let's break down the psychology of Brooke Logan for a minute. Brooke has spent her entire life bouncing between Forrester and Spencer men. She knows exactly how these rivalries work. Just a few days ago, she was actively encouraging RJ to follow his heart and ignore the fact that Electra is completely entangled in a messy situation with Will. Brooke is enabling her son's most toxic entitled traits. Instead of telling RJ to slow down, to let Electra figure out her own feelings, Brooke helps him set up a trap. And yes, a public proposal when a girl is emotionally confused is a trap. It is designed to make her say yes under pressure. Many fans think Brooke is just being a supportive mom, but I think she is actively trying to stick it to the Spencers. She is projecting her own past onto RJ. Remember when Brooke used to pull these exact same strings for Hope when Liam and Wyatt were fighting over her? History is repeating itself. Brooke wants a Forrester to win, plain and simple. She doesn't care about Electra's mental health or her agency. She just wants her son to claim the prize. And let's talk about the location. The showroom at Forrester Creations. Are you kidding me right now? Just yesterday, Rich Forrester dragged RJ into the CEO office and gave him a staggeringly hypocritical lecture about keeping his personal life out of the office. Ridge literally told him this is a fashion house, not a boxing ring or a bar. Ridge warned him that his feud with Will was unacceptable in the workplace. And how does RJ respond? By turning the main showroom into his own personal romantic battleground, the entitlement is off the charts. RJ thinks the rules do not apply to him because his last name is Forrester. So picture this. The showroom is decorated, it is dripping in romance, probably covered in roses and soft lighting, courtesy of Brooke's meddling hands. Electra walks in completely oblivious. And she is already dealing with massive cognitive dissonance. She just heard from Will that Dillon moved out, and Will begged her for a fresh start. Her mind is a mess. And then she sees RJ. RJ the safe choice. RJ, the guy who has been patiently saying all the right words while secretly capitalizing on her trauma. RJ gets down on one knee. He pulls out a ring. He starts giving this speech about how he can offer her stability a bright future. A life free of the Spencer drama. He is selling her a dream. But it is a dream built on a foundation of absolute lies. Electra is standing there frozen. You can see the panic in her eyes. She is being backed into a corner by a grand gesture she never asked for. And you won't believe what happens next. Just as RJ is waiting for her to say yes, the doors to the showroom burst open. Boom, enter Will Spencer. This is the moment we have been waiting for. Will doesn't just walk in. He storms in like a hurricane of truth. And he is not empty-handed. He is holding the ultimate weapon. He has the proof. He is holding the WE necklace. The very necklace that Electra made for him. The necklace that she thought he callously threw away. The necklace that Ivy Forrester, in her twisted voyeuristic sociopathy, tossed into the trash to destroy their relationship. I need to pause here because the psychological weight of this moment is staggering. For weeks, Electra has believed that Will didn't care about her. She believed he ignored her heartfelt letter. She believed he threw away a symbol of their love. That perceived rejection is the entire reason she even looked twice at RJ. Her entire reality, her entire relationship with RJ is a trauma response to a rejection that never actually happened. Will stands there chest heaving, holding up the necklace. He looks Electra dead in the eye and drops the bomb. He exposes Ivy Forrester. He tells Electra exactly what her aunt did. He reveals that he never got the letter. He reveals that he never threw away the necklace. He reveals that Ivy manipulated them, lied to them, and orchestrated their entire breakup just to push Electra into RJ's arms. Imagine being Electra in that exact second. The world must literally stop spinning. The cognitive dissonance shatters into a million pieces. The man kneeling in front of her, offering her a ring in a stable future, is suddenly exposed as a beneficiary of a sick, twisted plot. And the man standing in the doorway, the man she thought broke her heart, is actually the victim of a massive conspiracy. I think this is one of the most brilliant plot twists the show has executed in years. It forces the characters to strip away all their pretenses. Will isn't just fighting for a girl, he is fighting for the truth. He is fighting against the legacy of manipulation that the Forresters always seem to employ. Think about it. Ridge manipulated his way into marriages. Thomas manipulated Hope for years. Ivy is manipulating Electra. It is in their DNA. Will is standing there as the representative of raw, unfiltered truth. Electra is completely paralyzed. She looks at RJ. He is still on one knee, his grand romantic gesture completely hijacked. He represents safety, yes, but a safety that was manufactured by her aunt. Then she looks at Will. He represents passion, true love, but also the agonizing pain of a stolen past. She is torn between two men, two futures, two completely different versions of reality. And she hesitates. She doesn't say yes to RJ. She doesn't immediately run to Will. She just stands there, suffocating under the weight of the truth. This hesitation is what breaks the camel's back. RJ Forrester, the guy who has been playing the patient, understanding nice guy for weeks, completely drops his mask. When Electra hesitates, RJ doesn't ask her if she is okay. He doesn't comfort her over the fact that her aunt emotionally abused her. No, RJ gets mad. He gets furious that she isn't immediately choosing him. This is where I lose all sympathy for RJ. I think his reaction here proves that he never actually cared about Electra's well-being. He only cared about winning. He only cared about beating a Spencer. When he sees Electra looking at Will with realization and lingering love, RJ snaps. His toxic entitlement erupts. He lunges at Will. And guys, this isn't just a little shoving match like they had earlier in the week. This is a full-blown violent brawl. They are destroying the Forrester showroom. They are smashing displays, ruining the romantic setup, tearing at each other with years of inherited generational hatred. This is Ridge versus Bill all over again, playing out through their sons. The Forrester and Spencer blood feud has officially reached critical mass. But here's the absolute worst part for RJ. They are not alone. The commotion attracts a crowd. And it's not just interns or designers watching them tear each other apart. It is the Forrester Creations shareholders. That's right. The very people who fund the company, the people who demand professionalism and stability, are standing there watching the CEO's son and the son of a rival media mogul destroy a multi-million-dollar showroom over a girl. It is a public relations nightmare of epic proportions. I am practically jumping out of my seat thinking about Ridge's reaction to this. Ridge is summoned to the showroom and he sees the absolute carnage. His son, bloodied and enraged, Will defiant and furious. The shareholders, whispering and taking notes. The romantic proposal setup smashed to pieces. Ridge is backed into a massive corner. He just lectured RJ about keeping personal issues out of the building. He told him that Forrester Creations is not a boxing ring, and now RJ has initiated a massive brawl in front of the financial backers of the company. Ridge has absolutely no choice. He cannot just give RJ another stern talking to. The shareholders are watching. The integrity of the company is on the line. Ridge is forced to make a devastating decision. He has to fire one of them. Now, let's analyze this impending decision, because it is not as simple as it looks. On paper, Ridge should fire Will. Will is a Spencer. Will crashed the proposal. Will brought the drama into the room. It would be so easy for Ridge to just point the finger at Bill Spencer's kid and throw him out the door. But I think Ridge is going to face massive pushback if he does that. First of all, RJ threw the first punch when Electra hesitated. RJ is the one who set up a personal, romantic proposal in the middle of the showroom during business hours, blatantly violating Ridge's direct orders. If Ridge fires Will and keeps RJ, it will be the ultimate display of nepotism. The shareholders will see right through it. They will see a CEO protecting his out-of-control son while punishing the victim of a corporate assault. Furthermore, we have to look at Electra's role in this. Electra just found out that her aunt, a Forrester employee and family member, orchestrated a sick psychological game to manipulate her love life. If Ridge fires, Will Electra might walk out the door with him. She might be so disgusted by the Forrester family's toxicity, from Ivy's scheming to RJ's violent entitlement to Ridge's nepotism, that she quits Forrester Creations entirely. I honestly believe RJ deserves to be fired. I know many fans love RJ and think Will is too aggressive, but I think RJ's nice guy act is incredibly dangerous. He knew Electra was vulnerable, he knew she was hurting, and instead of being a true friend, he capitalized on her pain. When the truth came out, instead of supporting her, he violently attacked the messenger. That is not love, that is possession. And what about Will? Will has been put through the absolute ringer. He lost his girlfriend because of a stolen letter. He was made to look like a villain. He had to watch the girl he loves kiss his worst enemy, and when he finally finds the proof, when he finally gets the chance to clear his name, he gets physically assaulted for it. Will is the victim here. If Ridge fires him, it will just prove that the Forresters are incapable of fairness. This storyline is brilliantly echoing the classic triangles of the past, but with a much darker psychological edge. We aren't just dealing with who kissed who, we are dealing with stolen agency. Ivy literally played God with Electra's life. We need to see Ivy face the music for this. Will Daphne finally step out of the shadows and corroborate Will's story? Daphne has been agonizing over this secret for weeks. She knows about the letter. She knows about the necklace. Now that Will has blown the lid off the secret, Daphne needs to stand up and tell the whole Forrester family exactly what Ivy did. If Daphne speaks up, Ivy is finished. Steffi will have no choice but to fire Ivy. And honestly, I hope Electra disowns her aunt completely. You do not do that to family. You do not psychologically torture your niece because you think you know what is best for her. As we look ahead to the fallout of this explosive proposal, I have so many questions. Will Electra forgive Will for his past volatility? Now that she knows the truth, will she be able to look at RJ the same way after seeing his violent, entitled outburst? How is Brooke going to spin this? You know, Brooke is going to try to blame Will for ruining her son's perfect moment. Brooke will probably argue that Will is just like his father, Bill Spencer, destructive and obsessed. But Brooke needs to look in the mirror. She is the one who helped set up a proposal in a corporate showroom for a girl who is emotionally compromised. This is soap opera gold, my friends. The stakes have never been higher. A proposal ruined, a massive brawl, a corporate scandal, a shocking truth revealed, and a CEO forced to make a decision that could tear his family apart. I cannot wait to see how this plays out. Make sure you leave your comments below. Do you think Ridge should fire RJ or Will? Are you Team Spencer or Team Forrester in this fight? Let me know, and I will see you in the next video.